Hello and welcome to the Bespoke Unit. My name's Paul Anthony.
I'm CP.
The double barrel shooting CP apparently. And today we're going to be reviewing Dunhill Icon Absolute.
As with every fragrance review, we shall be using our Bespoke Unit fragrance formula, or BUFF for short. It's a quantifiable and justifiable fragrance review matrix that you can download and use for your fragrances at home. Just check the description, there's a link, download it, it's yours.
As some of you may or may not be aware, Dunhill Icon now has 4 separate fragrances within this family. The first one being released in 2015, 2016 and 17. So we're kind of in the middle of the family here, you know. CP, take it away.
Right, well, Icon Elite is black and the others are gold, green and silver.
So we're not starting off with a very... This is such an interesting fragrance. The only thing we can comment on is the colour of the bottle.
It's safe.
It's a very safe fragrance.
It's so safe. I mean, in the head, what we got? We got bergamot, blood orange, and cardamom.
Bergamot tying the whole family together.
I mean, it's a classic note that you have in a lot of fragrances. The blood orange is kind of bitter. It's got a nice bit of texture to it. The cardamom, I couldn't pick that out. I mean, Voyage Hermes, which is like one of my favourites, big cardamom in the head. Here, it's faint. Maybe it's there. I think I could pick it out. In the heart, we've got Vetiver, sage, juniper, which is actually very much like the original, which also had juniper and sage in there as well. When we get to the base, we have some lovely sweet sandalwood, ebony, which was quite a highlight in this, and birch tar, which is a note I really like that creates a little leather accord with the labdanum.
Yeah, so having worn this fragrance, you know, a fair amount at this point, we're rolling into spring here, filming it in 2018. This is definitely not the fragrance for spring, you know. I'd say this is going to be good in fall and winter, but it's quite a soft fragrance. You know, it's not going to offend anybody. You know, it's one of those ones that, you know, you can put on, you can, you know, be fairly liberal with it. I mean, it's got okay longevity, it's got okay projection, you know, but no, I don't think it's going to be a great compliment getter. You know, if you're unsure, if you're in a professional environment, probably a good hit. If you're on a first date, you're a little nervous, probably a good hit. You know, it's one of those, you know, I think you and I like to express ourselves as some more bolder, you know, fragrances. Nice, soft, little burnt wood, you know. You kind of likened it even to kind of opening up a wooden humidor a little bit, you know, which I can totally get as we're cigar smokers, that kind of initial aroma, but that isn't overly powerful. You've really got to be kind of looking out for it, you know, which again, this might be perfect for some guys that really want a soft, approachable fragrance that's good in those colder, you know, winter months.
Which is ironic, really, because you'd expect from something with burnt wood in there, like birch, tar, ebony. You can liken it to a forest fire after the rain. You know, it's quite intense when you describe that, but when you actually come to smelling it, it's surprisingly mild. As you touched on the wake and strength, I mean, in terms of impressions, what kind of age range are we looking at for this?
Yeah, I'd say we're looking at probably that, you know, 30 to 40 age range. Probably a little bit too mature, maybe a little bit too soft for some younger guys, and I think there's some probably more, you know, complex, sophisticated fragrances once you get into the autumn of your years. So, you know, as for time of day, what are you thinking? I've kind of touched on it a little bit, but what are your impressions?
Well, you mentioned earlier off camera that this is more like occasions first. Although normally we talk about time of day first. For the fall, you were saying that it'd be good for a date. Yeah,
I think it'd be good because it's kind of approaching. You know, I don't think it's good for ultra bitter cold, but kind of that transitionary, you know, fall kind of evenings. You know, the nights are drawing in, it's getting a little colder. Maybe you're out, you know.
Yeah, I can see that. And then when it comes to wearing it during the winter, this would be more like a daytime, evening fragrance, maybe for the office, or would that be?
Yeah, you know, again, why would you buy this if you could buy, you know, the Absolute for a total winter fragrance? True. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then again, why would you buy this if you can wear the original Icon in those other scenarios? You know, it's kind of like,
if you want to play it safe.
Yeah, if you want to play it safe, maybe. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. not for me. So really.
But otherwise, in terms of appearance, we absolutely love it. Yeah.
Blockbuster as always. You know, great bottle, great weight to it. You know, nice click of the cap. Yeah, just not up my alley. I'm usually a little bit of a more power frag guy. But I could definitely see its appeal. You know, if you want to get into the Dunhill Icon family, the one thing you can say is all of these bottles now represent outstanding value, except for maybe the racing because of the longevity is terrible. But out of the first 3 that were released, having an EDP down in the price points, you can find it online, you know,
that's
like
unheard of.
30, 40, 50 bucks. I mean, for 100 ml, no brainer, you know. But again, super safe, or maybe you get the other 2 if you've got a bit of a bigger budget or you're more into switching out and rotating your fragrances.
Yeah, so, I agree with that.
So any other thoughts, or we think this is wrapped and done?
Well, at least it doesn't smell like bubble gum.
Check out the links below for all of these respective fragrances. He's referencing some of the bubblegum smell you get in the race there. We also have done a kind of high level review of all of these fragrances and where you may or may not want to wear them. So as always, please comment below with any questions you may have or comments. If you completely disagree with me, that's absolutely fantastic.
Smash that subscribe button. Smash it.
Smash it like you've never smashed anything before. Sorry, just smash away. Like the video and you know, come back for more great content from fragrances, watches, shoes, you name it. Bespoke Unit has you covered for gentlemen's lifestyle topics.
Take care.